Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in limitation. My question today is it possible for you to be a successfully unsuccessful person? Once again, the question today is it possible for you to be a successfully unsuccessful person? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we understand what success is and what success is not. Okay? Success has nothing to do with your acquisition, but it has everything to do with your distribution. Success is not based on the amount of things that you acquire throughout the course of your life, but rather it's based on your ability to distribute the power that you've been possessed with. To what degree have you been able to distribute the powers that God has possessed you with, that the world is demanding in order for whatever issues exist in the world to be resolved? See, that's the thing. A lot of us believe that wealth is the pinnacle of success. But actually, it's the amount that you distribute to the world to make the world a better place that ultimately qualifies the degrees of your success, at least in the eyes of God. We're not here individually to make it on our own, but we're here to make sure that we continue to provide solutions for problems in the world that not only affect us, but that affect everybody. So it doesn't matter how many things you acquire throughout the course of your life if you're not distributing anything or contributing anything into the world to make the world a better place from a powering position and posture of what it is God has possessed you with and the gifts that he's given you to give to the world so that the world becomes the utmost value or of the utmost importance or the replica of a reflection that God initially intended for it to look like. So that's the first thing with success. It's not about acquisition. It is about distribution. So what are you giving? Okay. I've also defined this, and this is my own personal definition. I had to write it down because I needed to make sure that you guys got it. Success, because everybody defines success differently. And some people, they're running after what we call today the bag, at the expense of living up to the true essence of what it is they were created to reflect. So success is your practical application of a learned skill and or ability, or your possessed ability and or power given to you by God to function and or operate in the authentic expression of your person without compromising the integrity of your natural reflection. Read that one more time. Your success is your practical application. How do you apply? Okay? Of an earned skill, something that you've earned through education, or your possessed ability, the ability with which God has possessed you with in order for you to give to the world whatever gift it is he's given for you to make the world a better place. To function and operate in the authentic expression. Authenticity is what everybody's looking for today. We're looking for people who are really comfortable with being the true essence of what it is. Watch this. Not what it is they continue to tell you they are, but what it is God created them to be naturally. Of your person, without compromising the integrity of your natural reflection, without compromising the integrity of who it is you are naturally created to be and exist as in the framework of the earth that you live in. It is the process of rediscovering how to walk in the beauty and comfort of becoming God's very best version for you. A lot of us are being the very best version for ourselves, which doesn't illuminate or doesn't allow us to become the very best version of the thing that God had for us. Why is it imperative for you to understand God? Well, it's important because God created all humanity. God is the creation of the earth, and he created everything with a purpose. And what happens is we have a distorted perception of an idea that we were naturally created to reflect. That's what happens when you live in your idea of your perfection, as opposed to God's. You live in this distorted idea and or perception of an idea that you were naturally created to flex. So actually what you're doing is you're not really becoming the best version of yourself. You're acclimating yourself to the conditions of the environment that you live in, and you're becoming more what the environment wants you to become at the expense of becoming the very thing God needed you to be in order for the environment to become a better place. Happened in the Bible with Adam. Adam distorted his perception when he fell and he sinned. So the reality of who it is he was and who it was he was supposed to become, he was never able to mature into the reality of that ability or that person. So that has to do with maturity. We have to mature and we have to grow. And we have to understand that success is based on us becoming the very best version that God intended for us to become, and not compromising the integrity of our person to reflect an unnatural reflection of what it is we're naturally supposed to be. So that last version, I wanted to read that to you again, because it says, it is better to fail in originality than to succeed in limitation. And what happens with a lot of us is we become what everybody else wants us to be at the expense of becoming ourselves. We become every idea of what the world wants us to be. Now, it is imperative for you to understand that you have something to contribute to the world, but what most of us believe we have to contribute to the world is not the thing that we have to contribute. It's not the gifting that we have been blessed with to give. Okay? So it's important for you to understand that the fulfillment of life comes within the framework of God's success. Not it is your own definition of success, or not your own definition of success. And we in our communities have a tendency of redefining what has already been clearly defined for us. We redefine love, we redefine success, and we make it to mean what we want it to mean so that it's convenient and comfortable for us. But guess what? These things are not supposed to be comfortable. These things are supposed to challenge us to get the best out of us. You'll never be able to press for your best unless you're challenged. So it's not until you're challenged that you'll be able to understand the pinnacle of success. I want you to be the very best version of yourself. I want you to understand that the money that you are anticipating, or that you are eager to earn, or that you believe is coming, will come once you are the best version of yourself. And guess what? It's easier to walk with it because you won't allow it to cause you to compromise who it is you are. And we have a lot of people in our world today who look at success and they look at images of success based on people who have compromised. They have sold their souls. What does it profit a man to gain a whole world and lose his soul? What is the purpose of having all that, but you had to give all of you away just to obtain it? So I want you to think about that. Your success, it has nothing to do with your acquisition. It has nothing to do with the things that you have, but it has everything to do with your distribution. Remember, you are powerful, and God has put inside of you something great. You are possessed with a gift that the world needs in order for other people to understand the authenticity of their person. Be authentic. Be you. Don't become what you believe you're supposed to be. In order for you to be you, go to God so you can rediscover. You need to become reacquainted with the person that you were previously acquainted with before you set foot on the earth. God says, I knew you, so God had a relationship with you. Your role and responsibility in the earth is to align yourself with the work that God has already established. It's kind of like a role that you play. Anytime they're given a script, they act out the role that they've been asked to play in the movie. Well, this is God's movie, and he wants you to act out the role that he scripted for you to play in order for the movie to be successful. In order for the world to become a better place, you have to be you. You have to be the authentic version of you that God created for you to be. You have to live up to the expectations that God has and not everybody else's expectation of you. Stop compromising who it is you are and be the very best version. Be the very best version of yourself. That equals success. Be you. God bless you. So the question once again, was, can you successfully be an unsuccessful person? Yes, you can be successful in the wrong thing and not the right thing. And you can succeed ultimately in doing the very thing or becoming the very essence of a person that you were never created to be naturally in the earth. So there are a lot of successfully unsuccessful people. And what happens is those people compromise who it is they are to become for everybody else what it is they want them to be at the expense of becoming the very best version of themselves that they need for them to be. Don't ever become what everybody wants you to be. Be the very best version of yourself. I've learned to stop trying to convince the already convinced to be unconvinced. In other words, I'm not trying to convince people to believe something about me that they've already made up in their mind to believe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be comfortable enough with myself. Paul says, I will not compromise the integrity of my character for anybody. I've learned how therewith to be content. I've learned how to become comfortable with being myself no matter the circumstances and situations of my life that happen around me. I've learned that this is the foundation that I need to stand on. Stand on that foundation. Understand that people are going to be they're going to be uncomfortable with you. And that's okay. That's a part of life. Everybody can't be comfortable with you, nor is everybody supposed to be. So it's okay. I want you to be the very best version of yourself and be comfortable with the discomfort of others. But don't ever give up who it is you are at the expense of trying to make everybody appreciate the value of the person and the power that you present when you come into their presence. The powering of your presence is more important than anything. Listen, I'm done now. I just want to finish that off. God bless you.